Hey, Facebook fam, happy Sunday. It is that time again. It's a little bit after 8 o'clock, which means it's time for Self-Care Sundays. Grab a friend, family member, whoever's in your household, tell them to come hang out with us and get these good self-care nuggets. So tonight we are talking about financial self-care. But like always, I want to give you a few announcements. One, don't forget to leave me a comment and let me know that you're watching, even if you're watching on the replay, so that you can go into the last quarterly prize pack drawing for this year. Like I said, I'm going to be doing prizes a little bit different at the top of the year. I'm going to go back to probably monthly prizes. I don't know. We'll see. Also, if you have missed any of the Self-Care Sundays, I've been posting them on YouTube for probably the last month because I didn't catch all the ones before that to put them up. I have them downloaded, all the old ones, well, several of the old ones, and I'm going to work on putting those up on the YouTube channel. But for now, the most recent ones are over there. So once they get deleted from here, if you missed it, you can still go over there and check it out. Other announcements. Don't forget to subscribe to my website if you have not done so already. They get all the news there first. And they did get dates for some of the events that are coming up and info for that. So stay tuned. The end of this month, the 30th, October 30th through November 1st, I will be in Baltimore, Maryland for the Ignite Women's Summit. So ladies, if you're in that area, you can still register to come. I'm super excited. It's going to be a really great conference. I'm excited about the workshops. There's a lot of things. If you're a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're in ministry, just lots of good things to empower you, to help you get to the next place in whatever it is that you're working on and trying to do. So if you're going, I'll see you there. If not, maybe I'll see you somewhere else real soon. I think that's it for now. I'm working on some other stuff, but I'll save that for another day. I will be here. Yes. Next Sunday, as always, the last Sunday of this month. Oh, next Sunday is the last Sunday. So I don't think we're having a special guest next Sunday. I can't remember for sure, but I'll double check. The last Sunday of the month is always reserved for spiritual self-care. So we may have a special guest, we may not, I can't remember. But either way, come join us. We'll be talking how to care for your spirit, and all that good stuff. So bring a friend, invite somebody, share it with somebody who may need it, set a reminder, get the notifications for when I go live so you don't miss it, because I know the algorithm changes a lot. And a lot of people have been saying, hey, I can't find you, I don't see it. I don't know all the ins and outs and whatever of the algorithms, because that ain't my lane. But if you turn the notifications on, I know that you will get a little ping when I go live. All right. So let's get into savings. Why is it important? And why do we talk about money when it comes to self-care? One, because money answereth all things. You need money to do everything. To have a roof over your head, to have food, to have medical care, to have transportation, to basic functions of life requires money. A lot of times it is scarce. It's penny pinching. We're robbing Peter to pay Paul. A lot of those things because our living wage, our wages do not match the cost of living, do not increase for inflation and all of the other things that adjust our budgets beyond our control. Some of us don't even have a budget, aren't using a budget, aren't mindful of our finances. We just out here spending and swiping like crazy. We haven't sat down to look at where our money's going, what we're doing with it, how to make it grow. how to save, any of those things. So tonight I want to start with the simplest thing, which is savings. And I know some people are probably like, well, I don't have anything to save. I'm barely scraping by. The reason savings is important is because emergencies happen all the time. Bare minimum, you should have a $1,000 emergency fund. That'll get you covered for most immediate emergencies, things that pop up unexpectedly. If you need to travel somewhere, if you need to get out of town, minor and basic repairs in your home or your car, most of the time you can cover that with $1,000. Long term, you should have an emergency fund that is 3 to 6 months of expenses, not what your bills cost, total expenses. That means your bills, food, gas, maintenance, anything that you spend money on within a month counts as expenses. So 3 to 6 months of that total should be your long-term emergency fund. And I know that may seem impossible for some people, because it was impossible for me at one time. But my mama would always tell me, you know, them little pennies and dollars and 5s and 10s here and there add up. Start somewhere. So let's talk about how to start. And one of the ways that I started saving, because I don't carry cash, which a lot of us don't anymore. So I was on TikTok and found this lovely little savings challenge. Not TikTok, Temu. I had seen, you know, a lot of us have heard of the 100 envelope challenge and different things like that, where you stuff cash in envelopes to save and whatever. It works. Okay? It works. And if you're like me and you don't carry cash, it works because it forces you to pull cash out to save. So the 100 envelope savings challenge looks kind of like this. And this set of cards I have in my hand is a savings challenge. It's not the one I ordered from Temu. It's the one that I made, and I gifted it to the ladies who came to the retreat this year. So I do have these available if anybody needs one. Holla at your girl, and we'll get one in your hands, but for a small fee. So anywho, this is the 100 envelope challenge. Each time you get paid or you have money, each week, you can do it however you want to. You pull an envelope, and that's the amount that you save that time. And you collect your envelopes, put them in a box or a safe, wherever. But whatever envelope you pull, that's the amount you save. Now, if you are already struggling financially, this may not be the best one for you, okay? So the one I started with was this one, the $5 savings challenge. And it's a total of $300. So it's a simple one, quick. You just throw in random 5s. So what I did, I counted my paydays throughout the month. And because I work for myself, I have multiple paydays throughout the month. So every time I would get paid, I would contribute to this. And I was doing, I think 2 at a time. I was doing this one and the $20 one. So every time I got paid, I would throw a couple 5s in there. I had to be intentional about going to get cash to save, but it forced me to save it. Okay, because I like checking the little boxes off and seeing my my things run up. So let me find the $20 one. I don't know where it is. There we go. So the $20 one is $1,000. So if you're working towards your $1,000 emergency fund, this is a good one to do. So it's a random 20. You can do this every week. You can do it every time you get paid and throw in a couple of 20s, whatever your budget will allow. And I'm going to say this. Don't say you don't have it, because you do. Think about all the things that you waste money on. Eating out, that coffee at Starbucks, them snacks at the gas station, random candy, If you like me and you like to play games and read online, buying books, that's me. Buying books, different things, you know, pens, whatever. You can find $20 to save. You can find $5 or $10 here and there to save. It doesn't have to be a big amount. So whatever is within your means to save, put away something, because you never know when you're going to need it or when an emergency may come up. This one is the small savings challenge, and it's 5, 10, 15, 20. So you put in a different amount, whatever you can. And I believe it comes up to like $500 total. So there's a bunch of different ones in here. This one is another $1,000 savings challenge. The 52-week one. It has a different amount every week. And these are like, it comes up to $6,000. So the amounts for this one range from $50 to $200. So this is if you got a little more money to save. Maybe if you're working on paying down debt or something like that, and now you freed up some money and you're trying to get that 3 to 6 months of emergency fund, this is a good one to help you with that. Okay. Another $5,000 one. Each one of those is $125. So again, if you've got more money to put away, you can do one of those. This one is a little different. So this one, you can choose an amount that you're shooting for and fill it in, and then whatever date and amount you have. And these are laminated, so you can write on them, wipe them off, and use them multiple times. Okay. I did this one and I just started over because I had to make an unexpected trip out of town, and I used the money that was in my random savings to do that. So I didn't have to pull from my money for bills and stuff for this month. So that money came in handy because I wasn't planning on having to go out of town and be gone for those days or pay for hotel or any of that. But pulled that money, nothing household wise, nothing that I needed to take care of was affected. So I started that one over, but I had the money aside. This one is a birthday challenge. So if you like me and you like to celebrate your birthday or other people's birthday, you can use it however you want. But it has cupcakes, and you can choose how much each cupcake is worth. So whatever you want each one to be, you choose that, okay? And this one, everybody can do, because we all spend money eating out. And the amounts on this one are 20s and 50s. So if you got a bigger family and you choose to eat in and cook, that one will wrap up quickly. But I did that because I want to show you that you can save. So that's an empty one. This one is my actual birthday savings fund for this year. So I chose $40 for my cakes, and this is the one that I bought. And I laminated these cards too, so I could use them over again. They didn't come this way, but I chose $40 for each of my cakes. So you see, I still have some at the bottom. My birthday's in a couple of weeks, but I haven't contributed my I haven't marked my money for this month that I'm adding to my fund. So if I get all of my cakes, I'll have $1,120 to spend for my birthday. But I know I'm not going to get all my cakes because I had to divert money elsewhere. But still, I got money to go celebrate, to do what I want to do. If I want to take myself somewhere for the weekend, I can do that. If I want to treat my friends for my birthday, whatever, I can do that. If I want to use this to buy birthday gifts for other people, I have a fund to pull from, so I'm not caught unexpected or in a bind when somebody's birthday comes up and I can't get them a gift or go out to celebrate with them. So you can use it however you want to. This one was my random one, and if you can see where the numbers were, it was filled up. So I erased it and I started over. But again, these little things do come in handy. So even if you don't have a lot to save, you can fill those up. This was my random 20s. So you see all my little hearts are filled in for that one. The small savings, the 5, 10, 15, 21. Those are, you can save and throw that into your savings account. Throw it into your emergency fund. Use it for a vacation, to pay down a debt. However you want to use it. It's just good to have something in reserve, because you never know when you may have an emergency, when you may get sick and have to miss some days at work, or don't have the time to cover it. Or you may just, want to be a blessing to somebody else who's going through a hard time. And if you got a little extra something put away, you can do that. None of us wants to be caught in a situation where we have an emergency or something come up and we can't handle it, or we're scrounging or having to, sell things or try to hurry up and figure out a quick way to make the money. If we plan and take care of our financial self-care, use a budget, make sure we have some savings set aside, pay down debts, or, try not to accumulate debt when we don't have to. But even with that, being responsible about cleaning up your credit if you need to, all of those things, savings can help with those things. Even teach your little ones to save. That's a great way to help them learn how to save, because they get to mark something off when they get birthday money, when they get money for Christmas, whatever. Don't just let them go spend it all. Teach them to save some. When I was in Kentucky and my littles were with me, my little cousins and my babies, whenever we got money or they were gifted money, I would always talk to them about saving, investing. What do you want to do to make your money grow? Do you want to start a business? Do you want to sell something? Start teaching these concepts early on. And if you're not financially literate and don't have the knowledge to share with your kiddos or the little people in your village, take them to see a financial advisor. Sit them down with a banker. Sit them down with someone who is knowledgeable about finances, so that the lack of knowledge doesn't continue. The lack of financial freedom and literacy doesn't continue. When I was younger, I remember playing the stock market game in school, but not connecting the dots to real world. I just thought, okay, this is an assignment. I need to do good and get a good grade. Never thinking, hey, mama, go invest in this stuff for real. Put some money over here. Had we invested in the things that I chose for the stock market game, baby, we would have been filthy rich, because I was choosing tech companies, medical companies that are big now, like IBM, Apple, Texas Instruments, some of these big pharmaceutical companies that have exploded since the early 80s and 90s. We would have been loaded, but nobody in my family knew anything about investing. That was the introduction. I was a kid. I was in like 4th grade. I ain't even have real money. I may have got like $10 for allowance or something like that. But as far as investing and growing money, my mom was always great about managing money. But we didn't really know about growing it and investing and creating long-term generational wealth. So start learning those things. If you don't know, go find out. If nobody in your family has that knowledge or nobody taught you, go learn. It's not too late. Because there are people now that if you invest right, you could be a millionaire in a couple of years. There's a lot of people making money in their sleep. Now, if you don't want to do that, hire you a financial advisor. I have a phenomenal one, because guess what? I don't have the time to sit down and research companies and stocks and trade and do all of that. So I got some wise counsel from my attorney when I was in Kentucky, and an introduction to a great financial management company. And I went and I sat down with the gentleman and told them what my goals were, what I wanted to do. I was like, I really don't know a whole lot. I know a little bit about something. And I talked to the gentleman whose family started the company. They manage big money, like trust for UK, endowments for schools, hospitals, huge money, billions. But they also manage little money like mine. So it doesn't take a whole lot. Excuse me. It doesn't take a whole lot to get started. And a lot of times, until you get to a certain amount, they won't even charge you to invest and grow your money. So it's worth going to sit down and have a conversation, if nothing else. When I sat down with the gentleman whose family started the company, he was like, you know a lot more than you think you do. I was like, oh, well, thank you. Because I was really unaware. But, I just had basic knowledge of the different types of portfolios and accounts and whatever. But he was very gracious and explained so many things to me in detail, answered all my questions. So then when I met with the gentleman who is my personal advisor, I had an idea of what I wanted to do. And then we talked about how I wanted to invest it, whether I wanted to try to grow it quickly or have steady long-term growth, which is investing at a more moderate rate than high risk, which will get you money faster, but it's also a risk of losing money faster. I haven't lost any money throughout the time that he's been investing and managing my funds. Even through all of the economic turmoil that's happened, I think at most I've lost maybe $30, and that's been a little over 10 years. So he's doing a great job, if you ask me. I'm satisfied. And what I loved about him was he was very open and forthcoming with me. He sat down and showed me his personal portfolio and how he invests his family's money and the differences in moderate, a little more risky, and safe. So I had a full understanding. He answered all of my questions and really helped me make good, sound decisions. So, if that's something that you want to do but don't have the money, start saving. Set a goal of how much you want to invest. Most of the time, all you need is a few $100s and you can get started. But definitely get that emergency fund, $1,000 minimum. If you're trying to pay off debt, Snowball Method is phenomenal for that. If you're not familiar, go to Dave Ramsey's website. He has lots of free tools on there for finances and setting budgets, paying off debt, savings, all that good stuff. I know a lot of you are probably familiar with Financial Peace University. A lot of churches use it and do those things. But he has really good tools that are free and they work. So take advantage of things that are out there to help you with your financial self-care. I'm not an expert, but if you have some questions and I can help you or point you in the right direction, please feel free. My inbox is open. You can leave the comment or question here in case somebody else is wondering too. And if you want one of these savings challenges, I will make them available for purchase. You can send me a message or I'll put them on my website tomorrow, but there's 10 different challenges in this packet. And I'll do it for Self-Care Sunday, folks. I'll do them for $3 in shipping, just because I want to help y'all get your savings together. And I think the shipping is maybe like $2, so $5 total, something like that. I'll weigh it and see how much the shipping is, but $3 plus shipping. And then when I do this month's prize pack or this quarter's prize pack, I'll definitely include one of these in there too. Or I may just give away a random one sometime this week. So y'all stay tuned. All right. But I hope these little nuggets and info about savings has been helpful. If you haven't been saving, get started. Even if it's just putting up the loose change that you have in your pocket, or choosing to not get a coffee or go out to breakfast, or skipping a meal out and saving that. Do that every week. It'll add up. Watch where you're spending your money. Track where you're spending your money. And see how much you're spending on things. You'll be surprised. Baby, let me tell you, when I was trying to buy a house, and then people asked me for my budget and wanted to know where my money was going and how I was spending it, whew, I hurt my own feelings. I looked at some of them numbers. I said, oh my God. Oh, Walmart was getting a whole lot of my money. Dollar Tree. Yeah, a lot of it was therapy stuff that I got reimbursed for because I was working for a company at the time where I had Treasure Box and was seeing kids, but still an obscene amount of money was going there. So track your spending and see where you're putting your money. And I guarantee you can find some places to start saving. All right, so y'all come kick it with me next Sunday for spiritual self-care. Don't forget, this month is DV Awareness Month, and I'll share the post that I did for Vibe, talking about DV and signs of abuse and toxic relationships. I'll share that on this page as well. I got to download it and then re-upload it over here. It's also Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so shout out to all of those survivors. Anyone who is currently in the struggle with either. You are strong, you are brave, you are resilient, you are loved, and there is help available if you need it. So please reach out. Don't be ashamed. Don't feel guilty. Many of us have been in that situation and have overcome it and moved on to and gone on to great things and healthy relationships. So don't feel like you're the only person that's been there, or that you can't speak up because you're ashamed. Don't be. I wear my purple ribbon proudly for all of those who've been in the situation with DV or intimate partner violence. And it's not just physical. Remember that. It's emotional, financial, sexual, all the types of abuse, stalking, gaslighting, love bombing, all of those things. So if you don't know what those are and you need to know, I'll let you, girl. Okay? So I'll be sharing some more resources for those things. And if you feel like you may be in a toxic relationship or a DV situation and need someone to talk to, my inbox is open. If you need a phone call, I will gladly send you my phone number, or you can call me on Messenger. Either way. All right? Have an amazing week. Come back and kick it with me next Sunday. And I hope you carve out some time for self-care this week. Y'all be blessed.